Time to get rid of the side steps on my new Toyota Tacoma, and we're going to add a little bit of color to the inside. Well, good morning everybody, and welcome back to Robmotive. Today, I'm going to be removing the side steps on my new Tacoma. You know, I had mentioned before when I traded my other in and got this one, that we were going to do things a little bit differently on this truck, and indeed we are. I'm going to pull those off. I'll show you real quick how to do that. If you're not familiar, it's very simple. And I'm going to add a little bit of color to the inside of the truck. It's time to install my custom center console, so we're going to put that in. What I did is I changed the lettering from red to orange because we're going with an orange theme on this truck, and I gotta say it came out pretty well. I'm kind of surprised myself. I actually painted the stitching rather, with a fabric paint, and it worked really well. So let's go ahead, get this thing installed. I'll let you see that and how to put it in. It's very easy. And we're going to go ahead and get these off to see what the truck looks like without a lift, but with bigger tires. Okay, we're inside the truck, and like I said, we're going to go ahead and put the new lid, or the refreshed updated lid on. Make sure you keep your screws and stuff. If you take yours off, much easier just to throw them in a little bag. These things are tiny and you certainly don't want to lose them. To put it on, it's pretty simple. First, all you have to do is align the lid on this bracket right here. There's 4 screws that go in. They go in there. And then you put the outer cover back on, which we have on the workbench. I'll have to grab that. And it just screws on with about 6 screws or so in these little screws or holes, threaded holes, I guess, around the lid itself. So let me go grab that insert. We'll get this thing put back on. As I mentioned, putting this thing back on is not too difficult. You just want to line it back up on the holders here. And let me make sure I get that right. Right about like that. Go ahead and get your screws in there. Again, pretty simple to do. The only tool you need for this is a screwdriver. You want to make sure you don't over tighten these though. They are just screwing into plastic. So make sure that you don't over tighten them. I have done that before. Matter of fact, I think probably a couple of the smaller screws are stripped out on here. My fault, of course. But that's kind of the way it goes. They're very fragile. The bottom part just kind of snaps in there just like so. You could probably hear the snap there, and that's it. Then you just put these little teeny tiny screws back in the holes, and you certainly don't want to drop those. A magnetic screwdriver is highly desirable for doing this, if you have one. I think the magnet in my screwdriver is no longer working, so I have to be careful. Okay, there you have it, and I think I have about 3 out of the 6 that are stripped. That's a bummer, but it's kind of the way it goes. You could go with a bigger screw, I guess, if you wanted, and go ahead and maybe try to solve it that way. But it's on. Let's take a look. Not sure how well you can see it there. There you go. That's what it looks like inside the truck. I think it looks awesome. Again, I'm a big fan of the custom center console lid anyway, so for me, it's kind of a must-have mod. I kind of dig it. I think it looks pretty cool in here. There will be some other orange accents inside the truck. I haven't put anything in yet, but I do have a bunch of stuff over here from Tough Skins, which, by the way, if you're looking for anything from them, there is a discount code, Robmotive 10, for 10% off. We'll get to this later. Not going to put these in today, but next we're going to turn our attention to the side steps. They need to come off. Okay, we're underneath the truck here. There are, let's see, 2, 4, 6 bolts. 2 down here at the end. Hopefully you guys can see down there. And then there are 2 more beside me here. And then there are 2 more up here in the front, right up there. So I'm going to go ahead and get those off, and then we'll show you what it looks like. All right, they are off. You can see them in their resting place. By the way, if you're in the RGV, South Texas area, and you're looking for these, hit me up with an email. We'll work out a deal. They are for sale. But let's take a look at the truck. Awesome. I gotta say, you know, while I don't mind side steps, they certainly have their function, and I think these are probably the best looking ones you can put on. They're Predator side steps from Toyota. I do like it without. Nice and clean. Now, of course, it increases the step height to get in, particularly with a little bit higher because of the tires. I don't have a lift on this truck, but I do like the way that it looks without. I think it just looks even sleeker, a little bit meaner. Pretty easy to take off, like I said, just 6 bolts each side. They're 12 millimeter, by the way. And I will say, if you do have an impact drill or gun or whatever, or even a drill, makes it much easier to get them off while you're laying underneath there. You may be wondering, why didn't I put the truck on the lift? Well, the lift is still storing parts for the truck, particularly the big heavy sport bar and some other things. So I didn't want to take everything off the lift. That'd have been a pain. Just easier to crawl under it in this case. Anyway, leave a comment. Let me know what you think. Do you like it better without the side steps on? Or did you prefer it before? I'd be curious to know. Also, real quick, I do have 2 additional channels. Robmotive FST, all about my 2021 Toyota Tundra. And Robmotive JT, about my 2020 Jeep Gladiator. Check them out, and if you're interested, why not subscribe? Don't forget to click that notification bell so that you don't miss out on any upcoming videos. And do me a favor, smash that subscribe button on the way out. Thanks for watching. Stay safe out there. Bye.